This message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic. At 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, multiple unidentified objects were confirmed to have entered Earth's atmosphere. It is speculated that these objects are of extraterrestrial origin. The broadcast will quiet at this time for your safety. Continue to carry out the following instructions.
Hey, yo, Daniel, what's this?
City on, but I ain't from these streets. I'm from Jerusalem, so in my heart, that's where I be. I'm an Israelite, and you can ask why I believe. I'm fully T, hung him on a cross, so you gon' bleed. We in a lower state without our land, but we got mansions. So I'm dancing, stepping on these bones and on these ashes. Somebody call the police, put the old me in a casket. Now I live for Christ, and for my life I keep commandments. Hey, they ain't worried about us, and we ain't worried about you. You can catch this fire when these bombs pop up on you, peekaboo. Tell the clips to open up so we can get a peek at you. Now you through, cut them up and send them like a Levite do. And we in the spirit, that's why they fears. Finna get this camping when we fast and it get serious. We say it and we prove it, ain't your pastor, he delirious. I fight to keep the laws, if that mean cutting off my members. We know our enemies ain't worried about.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shout out to our leadership. Shout out to the bishop, the deacons, the captains, the officers, the soldiers, the MOV.
Right.
Shout out to everybody putting in work, man.
Yes, sir. Right,
Shout out to everybody putting in work. But yeah, I'm Officer Solomon, IUIC Mobile.
Hey, Officer Zephaniah.
Officer Judah.
Officer Malachi.
Well, all praises, man. This is IUIC Mobile with the final one and all. The final warning. I might have messed it up too.
Hey, we rocking.
We rocking. All praises, man.
Back.
All praises, man. We back, man. Like we never left, man. We come here to enlighten our people what's going on in the world. Right. Put everybody up on game. Let them know we tune in here in IUIC Mobile, man. We following our leadership, man. Putting the work in, traveling around the world, man. So get what? We're going to follow the footsteps of the righteous prophets.
Hey,
and we're going to make sure we're doing the work here in our region also, man.
Hey, with that being said, too, Officer, hey, where is it on that side?
Where is it?
There, go right
it's
there.
over in the
it's
corner
over
here.
here, Officer Malachi. Come back a little bit.
Come back a little bit.
There you go. Hit that QR code, man.
Donate, man, because y'all donations
Donate.
pushing the prophets around the planet Earth, man. That's how we're going to bring down Babylon, man. Y'all continue to do the work. Remember, we all on one mission, and the mission is to get out of Babylon.
Yes, sir.
We ready to go back home so we can rest, because I know everybody tired. So we're gonna see what we got cooking for you today. What we got the
roast?
The roast of the day. What we got for us,
you want
Officer
the images?
Levi? What'd you say, Officer?
You wanted the images first, right?
Yeah, give me the images. Give me the images. What's going on with our youth today? What's going on in our community today with our youth? Blow it up. It's going to be small like that?
Yes,
Let me know when we're ready. We ready to deal with it? All praise. Look at this right here. This is our young brothers in the penitentiary. They got pounds of weed in there.
Right.
They got cell phones in there. They smoking weed. They got on the latest George just came out.
Promethazine, codeine.
So they living in jail like they in a penthouse or somewhere.
Right.
They living like they free in the prison system, man. These are young men. None of them look older than 35.
They don't even look that old.
Right. They don't look that old.
They don't like them old about 26.
So it go to show our people are destroyed. Give me the next picture, officer. Look at our young brother. Go back. Go back to where you, that was the one you was on? I'm sorry. Blow it up so we can see it. What's going on? Look at the young brothers, man. Young brothers are destroyed, fooling. Look at the brother. What he got, about 2-3 pounds on the floor?
Yep. That weed and tobacco.
What you say, officer?
No, I'm just looking at it.
The brother got, look, he got the codeine, you know, the Sprite. I guess they got the drink in the Sprite. You know they got the drink in the Sprite because how they got it sitting on the floor trying to fun. Like they actually think they doing it big, bro.
Right.
They actually think they doing it big. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Look at our young brothers, man. This is ridiculous, man. And then you notice our young brother, they always pointing their hand like they got a gun, like they ready to kill something.
Right.
Give me Hosea 4:6, man. Start at verse 1.
Bring it out.
Like this is horrible to see our people like this. But we understand what's going on. But we're gonna bring out the biblical understanding with it.
Bring it out.
Hosea 4. Now just start at verse 6. Because we're gonna what our show today, we're gonna deal with the prison system, we're gonna deal with probation, work release, we're gonna deal with what's going on. And we showing our people it's got to the point now we liking these conditions. To the point we go in here and we glorify, we get cell phones and we let the people know what we doing.
Right.
In the prisons. We're gonna stay in prison. Read that.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people,
Hold on. Just calm down. We ain't at camp. Just read loud enough.
my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me.
So look, my point is he said, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Have a seat, Isaiah. Relax. I need you to relax. It ain't hard. So he said, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. This right here is showing how destroyed we is. Why is these young men thinking that they glorifying being locked up with a bunch of drugs? Ain't that probably why they in jail?
Right.
Why they in jail?
Talking your mic. That's probably why they in jail for dealing with drugs. Then they
Right.
get to jail and deal with drugs more to the point they putting it all over the internet. They putting it all over the internet, thinking this is cool. And I guarantee you, bruh, a lot of these men, a lot of these young brothers was raised by a single parent.
Yep.
Right.
Probably not all of them, but majority of them. Give me that. You had some? Give me that. I'm sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
No, you got it.
Go. Hey, look. Go to it. You about to get Isaiah?
Yeah, Isaiah, get that.
Yeah, get that. You get it. Isaiah 3 and 12. Get
Yeah,
that.
get that.
Cause what the officer saying is heavy, man. It became. We know that they got the traps that they set up for us and etc. But now it became a lifestyle and a luxury that our people desire to go after. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't even a. I remember during time we weren't trying to take no pictures like that, man. We
No,
trying to
man.
come up out of
I
there.
wanted to go home, bro.
You feel me?
When I was in prison, bro, I was involved in wickedness, but my whole thought pattern was, don't come back to this place.
Exactly.
Right.
Don't come. So I was doing everything. I got my GED. I was going through transition classes because my mind was like, I don't want to never do this again.
Right.
This is not fun. But it go to show they taking all the curriculums out of the prison. They taking all the trade programs out the prison. Now what our people are doing, they being idle. They finding more ways to become wicked
Yep.
as they in prison. Read that though.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12.
You in the mic?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Look, these boys are oppressed. I guarantee they oppress the neighborhoods.
Right.
Right.
And I guarantee they in gangs. Look at them, bro. They can still see it off. Look at our brothers, man. Look at them, man. Them brothers right there will hurt you, man. I hate to say it like that, but based on this image right here, these young brothers will hurt you.
And I ain't gonna think nothing about it.
They will rob you. They will break in your car and take you with your belongings.
Right.
These are young boys that'll do that to you. They brothers will rob you in broad daylight. Shoot you down in broad daylight. Read that part again.
As for my people, children are their oppressors,
Uh-huh.
and women rule over them.
These usually single women homes, single parent homes. The woman ruling the house.
Right. Right. I got some. Go to Second Ezra real quick. Second Ezra 5 and 8. Cause like officer saying, like you said, most of these boys right here, they came from a single family home. Cause 9 times out of 10, when we on the street teaching the people, a lot of them that we speak to is they don't have a father at home. They've been raised by their mama or their grandmama. You see what I'm saying? But read that. Read 2nd Ezra 5 and 8. 5 and 8 to go with that. You got that, soldier?
Yes, sir. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many
So it
places.
says there shall be a confusion also in many places. There's a lot of confusion. A lot of these young men, they out there, all they want to do is sell drugs. They want to be gangsters. You know what I'm saying? They want to tote pistols with the what they call the clips, the long extended clips.
The
switch. You know what I'm saying? And
think,
hold up in there and take
I
pictures
thought
with
it.
it.
Clip.
Oh, okay.
Extend the clip. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to do.
okay.
Get high, sell drugs. You know, but read.
And the fire shall be oft sent out again, and their wild beasts shall change their places.
So it said the wild beasts shall change their place. They in the street like wild beasts, literally. They ain't at home. They not at work. They not in school. They rather stay on the street. On the street corner, run up and down the street, doing drive-bys, killing one another. You know what I'm saying? Selling drugs to one another. That's what's going on. Right. That's what our people want to see. That's what the youth want to see. You hear it. You hear it even in the music. They push it in our music. That's what the young men flock to. But read.
And mistress women shall bring forth monsters.
See that? But it says, and mistress women. Most of these kids is out there. These young men is out there. They've been raised by a mom and not a father.
Right.
And they turn into what? Monsters. Because now they real what? They real emotional. They real emotional. They don't have a true father there at home to teach them how to move like a man.
Right.
To work, get a job. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so emotional. So now they just out there just rolling wild like a wild beast. Just rolling like a wild beast. And now they going to end up where? Either 6 feet under or in the prison house.
Right.
And that's what we going into. But that's it on that.
Right.
All
hey,
praise.
all praise to the Most High. You want some more of the pictures? Are you ready for the clip? Hey,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And babe, you can put the clip back up. I mean, put the pictures back up. You had something else to do?
No, go ahead.
Okay. See, the thing, while we can talk about this picture, bro, because we was once, the majority of us, a few of us, was in the prison system with these brothers. Not these particular brothers, but we was in these situations. So that's how we can speak on and say these people, these boys are destroyed. Because like when I was in the chain gang or whatever, when I was in prison, and they should send us to get our GED, bro. You wouldn't believe majority of the people in class not even trying to get their GED.
Right.
They just in there to pass time. They don't care. They just in there. I'm in there trying to get my GED because like I said, my mind, I guess the Lord was trying to deal with me back then. I had a conscious look. I need to come out here with some type of, positivity. I need to come out here with something. But as I was looking around, and I'm just sitting on the computer trying to study for my GED, them brothers rapping, smoking, fighting, wicked, and it turns out, just say they take all the programs out the prisons like they doing now. This is what it leads to.
Right.
This is what it leads to. We show our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Right here.
Hey, nah, just what you said, heavy. Get Titus 3:3. But what you said was heavy because when you saying they was in I didn't get mine. I was the one that was in just to pass time. I just wanted to pass time. But read Titus 3:3 because it's something that, like the officer was saying, it's something that we once was a part of, and all praise for the Most High God bringing us out of it, because we could have been in these same positions. That's why it's so important for us to go out here and teach, because now they made this thing a fad. This is something that they desired to do. Matter of fact, just get Isaiah 5:20. Read Isaiah 5:20. Watch this, because now it's a fad. It's something that we like to do. It's something we glorify. The music condones it. Watch this. Read it. Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
They call that good. That's evil. That's an evil lifestyle. Smoking weed is evil.
Right.
Killing your brother is evil. Gang life is evil. Right? But they call that good. Them brothers got big smiles on their face because you got probably damn near a life sentence and a bag of weed.
Right.
Read on.
And good evil.
And they call good evil. They call us squares L7 because we choose to raise our families and do what's right, love our wives, and etc. Read on.
That put darkness for light.
And they call that light. But that's darkness. Our brothers are in gross darkness, like the scripture say. Read on.
And light for darkness.
And they put light for darkness. Read. That's it.
That put bitter for sweet.
They call bitter sweet. So that's what we seeing right now. We seeing our brothers glorify that lifestyle and make it. And guess what? Our young children are looking to them. A lot of them, they said, it was a post. They said, Jesus tell your son to trap and die, but he had sent his off to private college, though. So that's the type of stuff that we up against.
Right. It go to show our people mentally is destroyed. We mentally destroyed. These young brothers have no type of guidance. Their fathers might be in prison. Because you got to think about it. In the community, it be a generational cycle. Right. And that's what we're going to go into the class. I mean, to the show as we go. It's going to show it's a generational cycle that's been set up for us to be like this, to be docile. We docile to the fact this is fine to us. This is fine. And it was so crazy. A lot of these boys, father, uncle, granddaddy, all of them been to prison.
Yep.
It's like a cycle. Not every one of them, but the majority of them. Because there's one guy watching on social media, him and his father was in prison together committing crime. They committed crime on the street together, and they got in prison and started committing crimes together and got locked up in prison. So it go to show how people destroy to the point they like this stuff. Y'all got anything we're going to play before we play the clip?
Nah, you run that clip.
Go to the clip.
You got it up? Nah, the clip that Officer Malachi sent. Yeah, then you go into just the clip. Cause where the clip showing you what the officer just saying. There you go. So y'all listen to what the brother gonna say in the clip. Watch what this brother say.
FBG Bada says you can't believe what Little J said after being caught with boy girls.
I see Lil J.
Hold on. So he said the boy got caught with a boy or girl, meaning what? He in homosexual activity. He was caught in the midst of homosexual activity. Okay.
He got the train coming out that bitch on Jaja. The punk got a 30-inch in his head. On took the punk name of Dario Lloyd, gang. On Lil Brian, folks. On my homie. I know dude. When dude was a dude. You feel me?
Right.
Oh, he said when dude was a dude, he's still a dude.
Right.
Yeah, that's confusing. When the dude was a dude, man, no, he's a dude. It's still a man, Damon.
Right. He said, boy,
And then he said when he seen his partner come out, he said it was a train. So they was coming in there committing the homosexuality in a line. So one come out, other one come in. That's what was going on. That's what he was just speaking about. He was like, wait a minute, that's my partner. I knew him when he was a dude. He was like, now he here acting like a female.
Run that back, bro.
His head on took the punk name of Dario Lloyd, gang.
Says you can't believe what Little J said after being caught with boy girls.
I see Lil J. But he got the train coming out that bitch on Jaja. The punk got a 30-inch in his head. On took the punk name of Dario Lloyd, gang. On Lil Brian, folks. On my homie. I know dude. When dude was a dude. You feel me? Lil J, he looking at me. He crazy. He on JoJo phone. Let me holler at you. Come to the patio door. He phone JoJo phone. We ain't going home, folks. What? He phone. We ain't never going home, folks.
FB.
So basically, this brother said we ain't going home, so it is what it is.
Yep.
We gonna mess with boys in here. Give me you got some?
No, I ain't got nothing. Go ahead.
You sure? Romans 1.
Hey, why you get that too? That's just crazy though, man. Cause the brother say we ain't never going home, so we might as well just go ahead and get used to this.
Yeah, this our life. We don't want to go, cause a lot of times them young boys been there for major crimes, bro.
Yep.
And I think that's Chicago, ain't it?
Yep, that's where he from.
That's all they do is kill each other in Chicago. Let me see. Romans 1. Let me look. Let me see. Yes. Let me see. Yeah, 26, 27.
The book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 26. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affection.
Read.
For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
So women doing this in the women prisons too, man. You can know that. They change the natural use. They ain't having baby. They laying up with each other. But as we gonna go farther in the show, we're gonna show it was designed for us to destroy each other like that. They set this up for this to happen. Cause I know a while back they used to show like little prison video to the point they was giving them condoms in the prison, bruh.
Yep.
They was giving the people condoms in the prisons, bruh. You know it's a setup. Then they had dorms where people got AIDS, the medical unit. Where they getting AIDS from and they in prison? They catching AIDS in prison.
Right.
They know what's going on, so they passing out condoms to say, oh, it's okay, just use protection. These folks has set us up until we done fell into it, till we destroy it. Read on, though.
And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust.
Burned in their lust.
One toward another.
Now they liking each other like the brother said, fo, we ain't going home, fo. We ain't going, we might well do this. It's cool, fo.
Right.
Make it a lifestyle now.
Now it's a lifestyle in prison. I'm cool with laying up with this brother who look just like me. Ain't nobody gonna know we ain't going home, folks. Look, it was so crazy, man. I know a partner, he in prison right now, man. He told me how this guy who say he was a Hebrew, you know, in prison they say Yahweh. They like to say Yahweh.
Right.
In prison, he said the dude Yahweh going around the dorm telling people they need to come to class, to the Hebrew classes and all that. Say the other day, and this recent, say the other day, they caught the brother talking about Yahweh in the damn bathroom with the dang on punk. Say somebody walking his pants down. They beat the brother. The brother said they beat the brother so bad, bro. Brother say he Hebrew, they beat him so bad and stabbed the punk up. Some both on the medical, outside medical. It go to show, man, this stuff is running rampant in the prisons. And there's some people that's conscious that it ain't right. Then some people say, we ain't going home, folks. We ain't going home. But read the scripture. Most I said, men are burning they lust. Read that part again. Verse 27.
And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman.
They left the woman because look, if they had the right mind, they would have married a sister in the world and still been in the world.
Right.
Build a family. Leaving the natural use of a woman.
Burned in their lust one toward another.
To the point they start lusting after each other. These are men now. This are men. Burning they lust, start liking on each other. Read on though.
Men with men, working that which is unseemly.
It ain't right.
And receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat.
Meaning judgment. They receive judgment. A lot of them folk receive AIDS.
Yep.
They get AIDS from this judgment of like, this is not right.
Oh, like you said, why not get yourself stabbed up and killed?
Yeah, stabbed up and killed. They fighting over this. Then I got another brother. He was in work release in Tampa in prison. He say one dude come in there with a BBL, did a whole BBL, got the breasts and everything. Say them boys will kill you about that goddamn on boy in there. Right. This is a boy. They done put this boy that had surgery in the prison with the men.
Wow.
So get what? This man walked through the dorm. This boy that got surgery, he got breasts, got a tail. These men is ready to kill you about this boy.
Yep.
This was going on in the prison. And this was going to show our young brothers, like on the photos we sent, a lot of them then fell in these acts.
Yep.
You know how you know you fell in these acts? When you get comfortable to put drugs on the screen in prison, you got to like it in there.
Yep.
We ain't going home, folks. So this how we going to do it.
Hey, go to Proverbs 13 and 12, just to what he said. The brother said, we ain't going home, folks. Watch this. This why, and watch what that transpired to, because he was saying that because he was justifying the fact of him sleeping with a man. Watch this. Read it. Proverbs 13 and 12. Watch this.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 12.
Watch this.
Hope deferred maketh the heart sick.
They ain't got no hope. They feel like they ain't going home. So it say it make the mind sick. That's a sick thought to think that it's okay for you to lay down with another man because, oh, we ain't going home. That's why we have to go out here and teach the children and show these young men, because it ain't just, we dealing with the men today, but the sisters even worse in the penitentiary.
Right,
they even worse.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it say, read that top part again.
Hope deferred maketh the heart sick.
It make our brothers sick. It make our brothers sick. So that's why we out here. That's it.
Right. Can I bring out the law on that?
Yeah,
I bring out the law. Give me Leviticus 18. We're going to bring out the law. We're going to give you a law on that as the children of Israel, man. Leviticus 18 and 22.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
You see what he tell the children of Israel? Because this ain't nothing new under the sun. We were doing it back then. But he tell you in these last days, he said, look, I know what's in y'all, but you got to purge it out. So he tell you a commandment: thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. But that's what they doing in the prison right here. As you see the young man, they like, I ain't going home, but I wanna do this stuff now. I enjoy this. I'm good, man. I'm used to it. I'm good. I'm a roll with it. But he said what?
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
So he's telling you don't do it, because just like the scripture said, if you give into it, the Most High God gonna give you up. He gonna give you up to your vile affection if you don't want to listen. You don't want to be obedient.
Right.
He gonna give you up to it. You finna go back to that video?
I think that was it on. I think now
that was it on.
Yeah, we
We're
transition.
gonna go to the. We're gonna go and go because look, we got an hour and something left.
Yeah.
You had some more on there?
No, that's it. That's it.
Well, we gonna train. That was our what is it called?
The roast. That was the roast.
Our roast of the day, man. Just enlightenment. Look, what these young brothers they need to repent, cause the police gonna run in there and lock you in the jail.
Yep.
It's called confinement. If you ain't never been to jail, you in jail. They will come lock you in the jail, back in the back room with the windows on the door about this small.
Yep.
Right. You can't see nothing but the door in front of you.
Yep.
And you're in there 24 hours a day. And they keep the light on like this, beaming all day to torture you. So that's where they going to end up at if they don't repent. And repent in the jailhouse and change their lives, man. That's why it's so important we do these prison ministries. Right. That's all important, so important that we send these letters out to these prisons and to these and dealing with these people, man. These people are destroyed. So us as the prophets, we're going to do our best to reach these people and Lord willing, want to repent. Well, let's transition. What we got here, officer? Okay, this going into the injustice in prison, how it was set up to destroy us. What's the name of the class? The topic is?
We rock out. We'll have it at the end. But
we
dealing with the prison system. The crookedness of the prison system and how it destroy our people.
And how it was set up to destroy us.
Yeah.
And it's going to show as our roast of the day how that's the product of what they set up.
Yep. And they became to like it.
All right, come on, officer.
Any given day in the United States, around 2 million people are being held in federal, state, local, juvenile, immigration, and other detention centers. But when you look at who comes under correctional control over a whole year, that number is closer to 10 million people, which is roughly the populations of New York City and Chicago combined. Now let's break that down. Of that nearly 10 million, more than 5.5 million people end up behind bars. 600,000 of those are sent to prison, and about 4.9 million of those are put in jail. Then there's the folks on probation and parole, which comes out to roughly 4 million people under supervised release. So how did we get here? Mass incarceration started in the 1970s with Richard Nixon's thinly veiled...
Hold on. Let me. I gotta jump in already. I want to have flashbacks. So dealing with when she said the population are going in and out of prison, then she said probation. Probation is a setup with the monitor. It's a setup. And just thinking back, when I was in Florida, this years ago, I think I was probably about 17, 18, and they put me on probation. They put me on house confinement. But this is how they set me up. We going to send you on house confinement, but we not going to give you the band. Just be there if we come. At 17 or 18. So me, I don't know no better. I'm signing for it. Okay, I'm going to get out of jail. I'm going to stay in the house. Am I going to stay in the house at 17, 18? They know this. It's a setup, bruh. Right. When I say a week later, man, the probation officer popped up, I wasn't even there. My grandma called me, where you at, the man here? I'm driving fast, trying to get to the house. I'm making her lie the first time. He say, next time I come on violence, you better stay at the house. I said, man, yeah, I had to go do this. I forgot when the lie made up. 2 weeks later, he come again, about 9 o'clock. I ain't there again. They said, I know I was violating the stipulations of my home confinement, but you knew I was going to violate this. Because why you keep popping up so much? Right. You looking for me to violate. So it's all a setup. That's my point. Keep going, officer. I'm sorry. I had a flashback.
5.5 million people end up behind bars. 600,000 of those are sent to prison, and about 4.9 million of those are put in jail. Then there's the folks on probation and parole, which comes out to roughly 4 million people under supervised release. So how did we get here? Mass incarceration started in the 1970s with Richard Nixon's thinly veiled racist agenda known as the war on drugs. Then Ronald Reagan took things a step further.
Hold on.
Right. Even right there, remember during the 70s, what did Esau push into the communities? Crack cocaine. Right. Crack cocaine. He brought that in and pushed that in our communities. And then Nixon, he came and wanted to add in specific laws because he knew, okay, with us pushing this crack cocaine in the black communities, he knew exactly what's going to happen.
Hey, they were pushing heroin in the 70s around that time.
And coke.
Yeah, and coke.
Right.
And then later they started pushing the crack. That heroin was jacking them up too. But people was the ones who was on that heroin.
But you got to think about it. Where's we getting it from? Go to Psalms 83. Where's we getting this from? Is we going to make the heroin in the neighborhood?
No, sir.
Where's these drugs coming from? It's coming from another country. So how's we getting it? How's we getting these drugs? It's a setup, bruh. They've been setting us up so long, we just not getting the light to see it. Read it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 4.
Start at verse 1.
Verse 1, keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
So the enemy, who is the enemy? Our enemy is all the other nations.
Right.
All of them had they doing or destroying us. They all plotted, how we going to destroy these chosen seed? And you got to think about it. They showing, because I think the leadership was talking about how they know the righteous line, bro. They follow the righteous line from the beginning of time, bro. Right. Why you think, if you think about Social Security cards, birth certificate, you know all this stuff got numbers on it, right? Yep. What is they tracking at? Are we just trying to know who you is? Or we know this seed line? Like it's a movie. I think I was telling you yesterday. Assassin's Creed. When you watch Assassin's Creed, when they got the white boy or whatever, they show him, we've been tracking your seed line for 500-600 years. We know who you is. We know who your great grandparents, mothers, dad. We know who you is. We know where you start from. These folks know who we are from ancient times, bro. Right, when they came and brought us over these slaves, so you think they wouldn't calculate who is who? They had, if you look at ancient slave history, they have slave books on genealogy. Yep. Who is who? Who he come from? Right. Where he come from? What part of Africa he come from? This is the same thing. These people know who we are. Right. Read on. You have something else? No, go ahead. All right, read on.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against God's people. Starting with the war on drugs. We finna start a war on drugs. Right. Where the heck is they getting the drugs from?
Right. To even be a war.
Yeah, you setting us up.
Right.
A war on drugs, but you bringing me the drugs.
Right.
You bringing me the guns, but it's a war on it. Why ain't a war on the white boy Dylan Roof them people who in the woods shooting up stuff? Or the Klansman. You ever heard of, it's a war on the Klansman. No, because you know why? Because they are the Klansmen.
Right.
Read on.
And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So these folks done give crafty counsel to destroy God's people. This started way in the 1600s before then. Right. But just we talk about in 1970, based on when they said the war on drugs. What was the whole purpose? To destroy these people. Because around this time we had Black Wall Street, right? Right. When they born black in Tulsa? That was a 19-something.
That was a few years after that, about 30 years after that, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Pull it up.
Yeah, look up that.
Yeah, I think it was
somebody look up the time when Tulsa bombing. What year that was?
21. So that was like 50 years.
So guess what that's showing? That's showing, look, if we don't destroy these people, they will rise again.
There you go. Right.
If we don't come up with crafty counsel, when? What you mean, bro?
When they bombed
Tulsa, they wasn't no 1995.
Yeah, that was 1995.
You was just born.
You wasn't even born yet, LJ. It was when?
1921.
Yeah, 1921.
So you think them folks don't know? Remember I just said they searched the gene, they searched the line.
Yep.
They know who you are, right? So if you didn't think them folks said, if we don't figure out ways to destroy them, they're going to rise again. They just build communities of wealth. Communities of wealth. They had their own doctors, own dentists, own hospitals, own banks.
Movie
theaters, bus systems. Yep. Right. So them folks say, if we don't figure out another way to destroy them, they're going to rise again. Yep. So what they come with? Let's give them drugs. Let's get them drugs to the point we fell into the drugs that we enjoyed it. Because you got to think about it. If they destroying you, you depressed, you looking for a coping mechanism, what are you going to do? You're going to do the drugs. It's in the community. They made them cheap. They made the heroin cheap. We're in a impoverished community. They make the drugs cheap. Who going to do the drugs? The people you got in the community.
Right.
And then he goes about a war on drugs just to continue to destroy us. But come on, y'all had something?
No, play the clip. We let the clip ride a little bit, else. We let it ride a little bit more. Cause she about to say something heavy about she talk about Nixon first, and then she finna go into Jake Love, this Edomite, Clinton ass. Go ahead and play it.
A step further with his tough on crime policies. When he started his first term in 1981, the total prison population was a little more than 329,000 people. When he was heading out the door in 1989, it had nearly doubled to more than 627,000. Bill Clinton added fuel to the fire with his 1994 crime bill, which led to higher rates of incarceration and longer prison sentences. Marginalized communities felt the brunt of tough on crime policies then and are still feeling it today. People of color make up a disproportionate amount of those incarcerated.
Hey, now look. She said a word that we probably not familiar with. She said marginalized communities, right? Then she turned back around and she told you who was the marginalized communities. The marginalized communities was us. We are the marginalized communities that they focus on. Why? Because like the officer was bringing out, in our communities is what? Poverty, it's oppression, it's all these different elements that create that. Get Deuteronomy 28. Right, that's Northern Kingdom. That show you that we all press together. And you see what it is, St. Mary in the back. And Issachar finna go to jail. They got my for selling dope. They got my brother up there. And St. Mary can't save you, Issachar. Read that though. Deuteronomy 28 and 28. You're gonna read 29. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Let's go back to what also showing you the Crafty Counsel, how the Crafty Counsel play hand in hand with the drug system. Watch this. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 28.
Uh-huh.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
Madness, another word for madness is insanity. We do the same thing over and over, and we're expecting a different result. So the Lord smit us with madness, read.
And blindness.
And blindness. We can see with our eyes, but we have a blindness when it comes to the spiritual aspect of these traps that they set for us, read.
And astonishment of heart.
An amazement of heart, of the mind. Watch this.
And thou shalt grope at noonday.
Noonday is roughly 11 to 12 o'clock. That's the brightest part of the day. Right. The Lord say you're going to grope. Grope is you looking to grab hold of something. So what we do, we get caught up in Christianity, Islam, Muslim. We get caught up in all these things, and also what? Drug activity. All these different things that lead us to what? The prison system. So he said we're going to grope at noonday, read.
As the blind gropeth in darkness.
Come on.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
We haven't prospered, like the also brought out with Tulsa, with Black Wall Street. We only prospered but so long before the Most High God allowed them to come and destroy it because we ain't seeking our God. So he said we're going to be crushed, read.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
When you look up the word oppressed, it means unjust. The Edomite lady is showing you the injustice that's in the prison system, in the judicial system that's set up against us. Mind you, the judicial system means the laws of the Jews. That's what judicial come from. It comes from the laws of the Jews. Right. But the laws of the Jews is slack, and we are penalized for it because we broke our God's commandments. All right? Finish play. You had some awesome, Malachi?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Judah, give my cousin over there.
Give me Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22. Let's see, because the Bible prophesies everything. We're God chosen people. Let's read this right quick.
Also, were you a chaplain in the prison? No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't no chaplain.
Okay, my bad.
Read that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
So who is he talking about? He's talking about the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian. He said we are robbed and spoiled. What we are robbed from? Our heritage, our culture, our land, our money, our gold, our wealth. He said we're robbed. Read.
They are all of them snared in holes.
They're snared in what?
In holes.
Read.
And they are hid in prison houses.
They're where?
Hid in prison houses.
Who fill the prison houses today? So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian.
Right.
The Bible is talking about us. Bible prophesied that. Read it from the top again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all them snared in holes.
What holes? They are the one pushing the drugs in our neighborhood. We don't have no boats and planes and trains to bring that stuff in, but who's catching the case for it? We are.
Right.
Read.
And they are hid In prison houses.
They're hid where?
In prison houses.
In prison houses, read.
They are for a prey.
They're for what?
For a prey.
Who's still getting shot down the street today? We are that prey. They prey up on us. They ain't praying up on the Asian man, the Chinese man. They praying up on us, read.
And none deliver it.
And what?
And none deliver it.
Don't nobody deliver. Don't nobody say, hey, you a God-chosen people. Hey, stop putting them drugs in that neighborhood. Don't nobody do that, read.
For a spoil. And none said restore.
None say restore. Hey, y'all, you know you're a God-chosen people. Ain't nobody going to tell us that. That's all I got.
Hey, all praise. Also, you want the clip back?
Yeah, go ahead to the clip. You go ahead.
Yeah, run the clip.
Crime policies then, and are still feeling it today. People of color make up a disproportionate amount of those incarcerated in comparison to the general population. For instance, in 2017, black people made up around 12% of U.S. residents, but accounted for about 33% of the U.S. prison population. Comparatively, white people made up 64% of the population, but only 30% of those in prison. Also overrepresented behind bars.
You hear that? So white people don't get judged, bro.
Right.
They do what they want. They get away with it. Why? Because this is they wicked world. Give me Job 9:24.
Bring it out.
This they world. Give me that they form mission by law. Find that too.
19 and 21.
Read it in Job.
94 and 21.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Uh-huh.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the people who do the unjust or do the wickedness, the wicked deeds, who bring the drugs, who do money laundering, who bring the forbidden weapons in here. How do young brothers get switches?
Right.
Who came? Who you think they get it from?
Right.
Up in my city, bro. They used to pull the trains to the neighborhood, bro, and stop the trains in the middle of the neighborhood.
Right.
Yep.
And then they'll leave it there weeks, months at a time. Eventually, somebody gonna do what in the neighborhood? If a train in the neighborhood been sitting on this railroad track for 2 months straight, and I'm walking past it going to the store, eventually, I'm gonna see what's going on in this train.
Right.
Hey, no, just hear what you said. I did time in like Greenville, so that's close by Jacksonville. A lot of the men that was in there, the young men that was in there, they was saying how the train would come and park and be wide open, and they getting military grade guns off of it, and then it'll leave out.
Yeah, the earth is given to the wicked. It's the stuff they did to set. The whole thing is they've been setting us up for this.
Right.
They've been setting us up to fail. They had Crafty Counsel. They don't want us to rise. They don't want us to rise. They don't want us to be a great people. So they started from elementary school. They started from elementary school. Who this is, who this bro father is. His father was in jail. You mean to tell me you don't think these people know your daddy went to prison? You mean to tell me you don't think these folks know who your uncle is because he went to school with him and he went to prison? You mean to tell me they don't know your daddy was an athlete? Let's get his son so he can be the next NFL player. They know this stuff. Right. To the point, that's how they set you up. When they know you're a good sports player in school, bro, they'll say, we're going to send you a mentor or we're going to send you a big brother. And they'll send an Edomite, because I had one, bro. In 8th grade, I remember. I forgot the white boy name. But the white boy used to come get me and my cousin. We was star athletes. We was good as ever. But we was troublemakers too, and they knew we didn't have a father. So they used to get us to take us to their houses, take us to the pools and all that. And they said that they mentor. But they was all playing us too. Because one year, the dude came and got us. He came and got me and my cousin. I remember this. And they was like, okay, we're going to pay you to keep you out of trouble. We're going to pay you to come do our yard. This is what they telling them. They know we ain't got no father and all that.
Right.
They come get me and my cousin to take us to his house. That he left the house, locked the doors now. It's cameras everywhere. Locked the doors, left us a goddamn on rake and some dang on trash bags and want us to rake the whole backyard, bro.
Wow.
I'm talking about full of leaves. Me and my cousin like, what the hell? I thought we were going to the pool because the last time they came, they took us to the pool and all that. They might, oh, this is our big brother. They looking out for it. But the whole time, they were still trying to use us as wage slaves.
Right.
It was a whole setup. The whole thing is these people are crafty and wicked, and they know when you don't have no parents. Another instance. My daughter go to the preparatory school. It's a little school down here or whatever. So the teacher, my daughter, you know, we do the high holy days and the feast days. So the teacher always messing with my daughter. So as my daughter come to school, I mean, she rushing. I need to get to school. If I don't do the teacher's easy. I'm like, what the hell wrong with you? You acting all frantic about this teacher. They don't think she have parents or a father. So I had to call the teacher, like, man, I was straight up, man, if you don't leave my daughter alone, my daughter do get good grades. Don't mess with her. You got my daughter afraid to come to school. Ever since that woman found out my baby got a daddy, get what? She don't bother her no more. She don't bother her. Based on this right here, it's a war to destroy us.
Right.
They watching your household. They watching your mama.
Right.
They seeing if you have a father.
Right.
And they based on how they deal with you based on that.
Right.
These folks is crafty, man. In his setup, he's showing in these clips, the officers and the guy, that it's set up to destroy us, to send us to prison.
Right.
You had something?
No, go ahead.
Play the clip. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. You said that's about really it on that, right? Go to the next clip.
All praises, man. This right here is very, very touching, man, seeing that these people really setting us up. And when some of us as adults, then we had to go through this stuff already.
No, what you said here at two officers, because the Bible a big book, and there's many different things that plague our people as a whole. And the prison system and drug, that's something that really plague our people as a whole, and sometimes we could forget about that and overlook it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So this is a very needed topic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, man.
Right. Hey, go to the clip with the guy with the blue shirt that I sent. You got that? He got on the blue shirt talking. Because like you said, it's going into like what y'all was just talking about. But in our communities, like you say, a lot of them don't have fathers, you know what I'm saying, in their communities, in their homes, to actually help build them up, you know. And that's what this guy finna go into. That's what he said. Like, he wish he had somebody to teach him the right way. So, like, what we doing now, how we go, the prophet go out on the street, and we teaching these young men, these young sisters. We teaching these older men, these older women. You know what I'm saying? We teaching them a way to go with the scriptures. But watch what he's saying while he in prison and how long he in prison.
Learn when you were 14, 15
So how many
years
years
old
did
to
say
help
right
you
there
avoid-
he in prison? They gave this man.
Started back. Read that on the screen. One of the readers, y'all read that on the screen. Started back.
Serving 131 years to life.
131 years. Who lives that long? How would you give a black man 131 years of life? You don't normally see that with the white man or any other nation.
Right.
That's why he said they are hid in prison houses. Because, look, he throwing us away.
Right.
He throwing us away. That's why they hid. He ain't never getting out, man.
Right.
But go ahead.
Man wishes he would have asked for help as a child.
All right, play the video.
Thing that you wish you would have learned when you were 14, 15 years old to help you avoid this sentence that you're living under?
I wish I could have asked for help. I wish I could have asked for help when I was 14 or 15 years old. I wish I had the ability to ask for help. Ask somebody, can you please help me? That I'm going through this. You know what I'm saying? That I needed some guidance.
I gotta say something. All right, listen, man. Listen, bro. And it's the thing. Nobody wake up and say, we seen them young men, they probably doing it, but nobody really wakes up and say, I want to spend 131 years in prison.
Right.
Did you hear what that young man said, that older brother? That brother said he wish he had someone to speak to, bro.
Right.
He said he wish he had someone to speak to. He ain't had nobody to talk to, so guess what it led to? It led to a life of crime, bro. Right. Go ahead, officer.
That's why it's so. Go to Ezekiel 3. That's our job now. That's our job now, to talk to the people, to give them warning they doing wrong, or exhort them when they doing right. Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman.
Hold on, look up the definition of watchman. Because this brother needed somebody to talk to. This brother needs somebody to guide him. Somebody look that up, the definition of watchman. Come on, where y'all at? Y'all gonna help me out? Watch this, because it's so important that us as righteous brothers and fathers and leaders, we got to be the watchman. Read that.
Watchman, a man employed to look after an empty building, especially at night.
You hear that? A man employed to look after, but we looking after the souls of the people. Right. Give me that Be a fatherless to the father. Is it Sirach 4 and 10 or something like that? Or 10 and 4?
Yeah, you're right. 4 and 9.
Go to that. Watch this. It go to show, man, this is our job, man. We gotta look out for our people, man. Right. Our people. A lot of this brother said, I wish I had somebody to talk. Where his father was at?
Right. Probably was right there also.
Where his uncle was at?
Yep.
You got it?
Yes,
Read
sir.
it.
The book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 10. Be as a father unto the fatherless.
Be what?
Be as a father unto the fatherless.
So the Most High telling the watchman, that's all I wanted on that. The Most High telling the watchman who look out for something, be a father to the fatherless.
Right.
That's how we restoring back our community. We being fathers to the fatherless. We being big brothers to the little brothers. We being disciplinaries to the young men is this defiant. We helping fathers out control their sons. We helping mothers and fathers control their daughters. We watching out for the young girls and say, quit playing. Get out that man's face. Take your rump around there. Fix your clothes. Pull up your pants. Say yes, sir. Say no, sir. Keep the Sabbath. Keep the new moon. Thou shalt not steal. Don't be a striker.
Right.
Learn the craft. Learn the skill. We being the watchmen now. The scripture said, be a father to the fatherless. Go back to Ezekiel 3. You had something else?
No, go ahead.
Go to Ezekiel 3, verse 17.
Ezekiel 3 and verse 17.
Read that.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
We got to look out for the house of Israel because we don't, like this brother was on the screen, he going to say, I wish I had somebody to talk to.
Yep.
Right.
I ain't had nobody to talk to. Now I got 157 years. We ain't got that long to live. We got 70, 80, maybe 90 if you get lucky. So they giving you time. You can't do. You gotta just say you die, you come back, you still got prison time.
Right.
Ain't that something? This is the type of stuff. And when Esau give you time like that, I'm gonna get this. They don't give it in years. They give it in months. If anybody ever been to jail or been to prison, they'll tell you I'm gonna give you 270 months in the departments of correction. And you like, that's nothing, 270 months. Then you get into the dorm, you get in the holding facility, because you go to court, you sign for the time, they take you in the back to the holding facility to go back to the jail from the courthouse. You get in the back, you go to adding this time up. 270 months. Let me see how much time this is. What? What is it? I got 22 years. So when they read this brother time, they told him he got 1,000 months, 2,000 months. Mm-hmm. So what that do? That destroy his cycle. I ain't never getting out. Like the brother said, I ain't never come home, folks.
Right.
Hey, and that look like California tend to have them running consecutive, not concurrent. So that means he do so many amount of years, then the time stop and start all the way over.
Them folks do us so bad, man. And the only way we gonna help prevent this, we gotta be watchmen. Read that scripture again.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Read.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
So that's our job, to give the people warning, bruh. If you don't go get a job, you're going to eventually go on to steal. Right. And when you go steal, you breaking the law, and you're going to end up where? In prison.
Right.
That's our job as watchmen, is to go give them warning.
Right.
To show them what the consequences of not having a job.
Right.
To show them the consequences of being a murderer or having hatred or having wrath. Because a lot of them boys, they start in elementary school, bro. They give you
the prison pipeline.
Yeah, they give you 88. They give you medicine.
Yep.
They give you Ritalin. They give you Adderall. They give you all this stuff, right? So if they giving you Adderall and Ritalin at the age of 6 years old, they say you hyper. Like my son, I got a hyper son. That boy bounce off of every wall in this school.
Right.
Literally. And some of our boys the same. They will bounce off every spot you put them. They will bounce, 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 bounce. Do he mean any harm? The boy don't mean no harm. He's a kid. But if you take him to school, they'll say, oh, he have a disorder. And based on his disorder, we got to give him some medicines. And if you don't give him the medicines, he can't come to school. How do I know that? Because that's what they did to me in 6th grade.
They did it to my brother. Back then it was you probably was on Prozac or Ridley.
No, I was on Ridley.
Yeah, my brother was on Prozac and Ridley. Shout out to them brothers on Prozac and Ridley. All praise.
Man,
Hey, my brother was on that thing, but no, wasn't nothing wrong with it, bro. But it altered him.
Yes.
And it had him thrown off.
Man, I'm telling you, man, them folks started giving me that medicine in elementary school, but when I got to 6th grade, bro, it's like they already had it in my files that he got to be on medicine.
Yeah, that's what the referrals is.
They had it in my files that you had to be on medicine. I hate this to keep bringing it into my life, but this topic is so sensitive because I seen firsthand that they do this to us.
Right.
I walked in the shoes of them doing this to us.
Yep.
Everything that's going on. My father in prison my whole entire life. That man did 20, 25 years of my youth in prison. I knew him by sending letters. He get out a couple years, go back. That's how I know it's destroyed, because when he get out, you have no gifts, you have no skills, you have no crafts, and what happened? A recycle. You go back. That's how I know all this is a setup on to destroy God's people.
Right. Yep. Hey, read Jeremiah 6 and 16, we'll read verse 17. The brother said he wished that at 14 he had somebody to say something to him. Watch what the scriptures say. That's why we out here, and it's so important for us to go out here and teach our people. Jeremiah 6 and 16, you'll read the verse 17. Watch this.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and verse 16.
Watch this. 6 and 16. Slow down and relax. Y'all got it. You doing good.
Verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways.
So it's telling us to stand ye in the ways. Read.
And see, and ask for the old path.
That's what he said. He said he wished somebody could have showed him the right way. That's what we doing now. And it ain't too late for that brother. As long as he got breath in his lungs, that brother can repent. Right. So he's standing in the way. Now he's trying to seek the old ways that we did before we started glorifying the gang lives and things. Read on.
Where is the good way?
Where is the good way? That's what he want to know now. My brother got 130 years. He like, dang, I wish somebody would have showed me the good way. The good way is these commandments.
Right.
Read on.
And walk therein.
And then we got to walk. We got to do what the scripture tell us to do. Come on.
And ye shall find rest.
You gonna find rest. You think that brother got rest? They got something called, they call it a bone crusher. That's a shank. It hit you, go through your bone and hit the man, listen, they poke you up, you hear it busting the concrete, man. You hear that thing busting the concrete, bro. That's the life that these brothers gotta go through every day on the day-to-day, bro. Read on.
And ye shall find rest for your soul.
You gonna find rest for your soul, come on.
But they said, we will not walk therein.
We ain't walk therein. That's why we judge. Watch what verse 17 say. Just go back to what Officer brought out. Watch this.
Also, I said watchmen.
Also, he said what?
Watchmen.
The Most High God set up watchmen. Right. Read on.
Over you saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet.
The sound of the trumpet is his Bible.
Right.
Read on.
But they said, we will not hearken.
They got to learn how to hearken so that we could come out of this. The more we reject our God, we're going to continue to feel the penitentiaries, man.
Right. Hold on. Let me back up what I was just saying. Go to Jeremiah 5 and 25.
Bring it out.
It's a setup, bro. And our people, they won't drink the medicine.
Yep.
So long as we don't drink the medicine, we're going to continue to fill prison houses like Officer Judah pulled in Isaiah 42. It's going to continue to happen. We got to drink the medicine because it's a wicked people that's setting up traps for us to fall. Read that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 5 and verse 25.
Read that.
Your iniquities have turned away these things. And your sins have withholden good things from you.
So our sin keeping us from being prosperous in the sight of the Lord. And the wicked know that. Read on. Watch the next verse.
For among my people are found wicked men.
Because it's people around us, wicked people found amongst us.
They lay wait as he that setteth snares.
They set snares.
They set a trap.
They set up traps.
They catch men.
And they catch us in the midst of this sin and lock us in the prison system.
Right.
That's what they do. They set us up, man. And then we fall in love with the iniquity.
Yep.
We fall in love with the pleasures of sin. That's why the scriptures say, man, sin only pleasurable for a time.
Right.
Because afterward it bring forth judgment. The Lord going to judge us for sin, and these nations know that. So therefore they set up snares and traps. But it been going, what's that in Judah? Is it in Judah when they say
about the 5 and 21?
Yeah, get that. You got it. All right, you got it. Go get it. He gonna get us. Go to Judah.
The book of Judah, chapter 5 and verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God.
So right there, as you see, Esau, these nations know. He said, if they have the sense to know, like I said, they do a diligent search on us. In order for these people to know this about us, he said, if they find sin in his people, then what will happen? Go, read.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
So they know, man, that our people was given a law, statutes, commandments. They know that the God of Israel is with us if we keep these laws. They know that because why? Because they did a diligent search. They've been watching us for years and years and years, on top of years. That's how they know. Our people just don't know that.
Right.
Our people, they think that these people is clueless about a lot of different things when it comes to us being the wicked, when it comes to us doing secret things. Not knowing that these people know that, hey, if they keep us in sin, they're gonna do what? They're gonna keep winning. They're gonna keep being over us. They know that. But read.
And let us go up. We shall overcome them.
And that's how they know if we keep them in sin, they're gonna be able to overcome us. So that's why they put the drugs in the communities. That's why they put guns in the communities. That's why they say, I'll give you this fat check right here if you if you rap about killing your brother, robbing your brother.
Right.
If you rap about whoring your sister out.
Hold on, what you saying? Turn it off. The brother Young Dirt, Lil Dirt. They pay him NBA young boy. They pay them millions to rap about killing and shooting and doing drugs and murder, just to keep us in sin, like the officer's saying, to the point we glorified now.
Yep.
Then what the boy your Lil Dirt in prison?
Yep.
Why he in prison? Murder for hire. NBA young boy, didn't he just get out of jail? And then what about the other boy King Von that was with Lil Dirt? Where he at? Dead. What he was rapping about? Murder and killing. It go to show they setting us up, man. They putting this on us. Prison, elementary to
school to prison pipeline.
School to prison pipeline. It's a setup. You have more on that? You had something else? Go back to Jeremiah. Read it again. Hold on. Play the clip again. Play the clip again. We got a lot going on. We all swinging.
Would have learned when you were 14, 15 years old to help you avoid this sentence that you're living under?
I wish I could have asked for help. I wish I could have asked for help when I was 14 and 15 years old. I wish I had the ability to ask for help.
And we're going to let it play, but this was crazy. He said he wished he could have asked for help. Now think about this. He could have asked for help. So you got to ask yourself, you got to put your mind in his mind to think, what was it that stopped him from asking for help?
Right.
What made the brother feel like he couldn't do it? And I'm going to tell you what a lot of it is. We raised up as men not to show that weakness. Right. If he was to say he needed help, they probably would have said, oh, you soft.
Right.
You soft as hell. But go ahead.
Right. Hey, man, tough it up, man. You all right. You all right.
Quit crying.
Please help me, that I'm going through this. You know what I'm saying? That I needed some guidance. I never played organized sports in a day in my life. I never had. My father was a drug head. My mother was a drug head. My father was abusive to women. My grandmother was an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? So I never had a stable.
You hear this? You hear this? This the problem in our neighborhood.
Right.
We grew up in these environments. Go to Jeremiah 30 and 15. I'm sorry, man. This brother here, I know I keep saying we finna let it play, but this brother's saying a lot, man. He's saying a lot, but it's all scripture based. Why he crying now? Read it.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 15. Mm-hmm. Why criest thou for thine affliction?
Now we crying from the affliction. My mama did this, my daddy did this, my uncle did this. I couldn't ask them for help, so I decided I'm gonna go do the same thing. Like it ain't no judgment. You ain't know it was judgment for selling drugs when you seen your mama and daddy were doing it? Right. Yes, you knew it.
Right.
But you thought you were going to get away. In our mind, we think we're going to get away. Read it again.
Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity.
Your iniquity got this going on. Read on.
I have done, because thy sins were increased.
Because this brother was sin, he added on to his parents' sin, to his granddad's sin, to his father's sin, who was a drunk, or his mama or the dope selling, because thy household sins was increased.
I have done these things unto thee.
That's why he's sitting in jail.
Right.
That's why he's sitting in jail. He followed the same steps. He followed the same steps. Like Officer said, he could have said something, but our communities think you weak if you ask for help.
Right.
But it actually not weak, because the scripture say, through thy counsel there is safety.
Right.
That's what we teach the people. Somebody find that. You have something?
Yeah, I had the script real
Come on,
quick.
yeah,
Hey, go to Jeremiah 50 and 6 real quick. Because like the officer said, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, he wish he would have said something. But like the brother said, his mama and his daddy sold drugs. They did drugs. His grandmama did drugs. All the people was around him. You know what I'm saying? Which don't make no excuse.
What he's saying is they needed help too here.
Yeah, they needed help too. But read this, verse 6 and 7.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 6. My people have been lost sheep.
So he said, my people has been lost sheep. We lost sheep. We lost. We don't know who we are. We don't know where we come from, where we're going. Read.
Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
Their shepherds, their mother, just like the brother just said, my mother was on drugs. My father was on drugs. He was abusive. My grandmama, he didn't have nobody to go to. His leaders that he needed to help bring him up the right way and teach him the right way, they let him down.
Right.
They let him down, but read.
They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill.
That means they've gone from city to city. You see the same thing, same atrocity, the same things that going through with our sisters and brothers. You see the same situations from city to city, country to country. Read.
They have forgotten their resting place.
So they forgotten their resting place. We've forgotten on how to come out of these situations that we're in. Why? Because our leadership is failing us. Our leaders is failing us in our communities.
Right.
But read.
Verse 7. All that found them have devoured them.
So now that they making those mistakes, like the brother just said, he was 13 or 14 years old, he began to what? Sell drugs, to do drugs, commit crime. So now who's coming after us? Those that's been setting us up since what? Elementary. So now, read that again.
All that found them have devoured them.
So now you got the what? Now you got the police officers. They coming in after you. They snatching you out of your community. They locking you up in the prison houses now. They found you. They came and got you. Why? Because you didn't have the leadership that you need in your community to teach you from not going that route. So now they found you and they did what?
All that found them have devoured them.
And now they devoured them. Now they in the prison houses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They doing all type of things in the prison house. They getting killed in the prison houses, turning homosexuality in the prison houses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They have devoured them now. Even in the streets, when they catch us in the streets, what they doing? They shoot us in the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I see the brother, they had his car. They've come to report. They report his car, but they end up shooting the brother.
Right.
For his car getting repoed. You know, that's how bad it done got. That's how bad it done. Just because we don't have the proper leadership in our communities to teach us the way to go and how to move.
Right.
Or the watchman. We ain't got the proper watchman. Go to the next clip. We run the show. Go to the next clip. Good stuff, officer. School to prison pipeline. Let's see what's going on here.
If your child was placed in handcuffs, what would you do if your child was placed in handcuffs for crying at school? Well, this was a reality for a 7-year-old black boy in Missouri, and it isn't rare for black and brown kids across the country. Whether it's getting arrested for talking back or doodling on a desk, in-school policing is harming students by taking them out of school and helping funnel them into prisons. It's called the school to prison pipeline. We're talking about a structure of codes and punishments that criminalizes kids as early as preschool and increases their chances of ending up in the criminal justice system. 99% of New York City school children who were handcuffed in 2016 were Black or Latinx. This happens when school resource officers are called into classrooms to discipline students, sometimes for something as small as violating a dress code or grabbing candy from a teacher's desk. If the offense doesn't lead to an arrest, Black and brown students are still subject to harsher punishments than white students. Black students are 4 times more likely to be suspended than their white peers. Sometimes students are kicked out of school for basically just being Black. Like in cases across the country where Black girls were suspended for rocking braids or an afro. So, where do students go after they've been kicked out of school? Research shows they're 3 times more likely to end up in the juvenile justice system within a year. This is all.
See the setup? It's all a setup, man. Go to Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28, I think it's when he said, I think it's 49. 49 and 50.
Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Hold on, let me look. Yes.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far,
Read.
from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
Okay.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
This talk about the Caucasian race. This talking about our enemy. This talking about the people that don't care if you don't care what age group you is.
Right.
They just say that boy was 7 years old. They put handcuffs on him for crying. For crying. Read the next verse.
A nation of fierce countenance.
They have no remorse. Esau will shoot you down and go to sleep. They don't care. He said a nation of fierce countenance.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
They don't care what age you is. They will treat you the same way. Right. Even at 7 years old. They don't care. They will lock you up. They said for crying, for drawing on the desk, for taking stuff from even though, you know, we could tell our young boys, they don't have fathers in the household. So the mothers go back to that Isaiah 3. I think we read it earlier. Read it again. A lot of times, the parent, the woman, and I'm not knocking our sisters, where I am shooting at you. They go to show you can't do this by yourself.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. You humble down, get married, and be submissive.
Right.
Because when you don't do this, you cannot raise these kids by yourself. Read it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
And women, he said, children are the oppressors, and women rule over. And what that cause, read?
O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path.
Why? Because there's no man in the house. Go to Ezekiel 31 and 34. And then go to Proverbs 8 and 4. Or 4 and 8. One on. I'm going to show what I'm trying to show now. We need the man. Right. We need the man. That's what's going on. We need the man in the house. Read it.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter
34, verse 31.
34, verse 31. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture are men.
Or who?
Are men.
So God said that his leaders are the men.
Right.
That's what God say. My leaders are the men.
Right.
The women cause thee to err. Why? Because you can't do nothing with it. Like for my instance, my house, or even office house. We have big boys. Right. It's only so long the women gonna be able to whoop you.
Right.
They're gonna be looking at you like, what is you? What? This don't even hurt, mama. They're gonna scream and holler just for them to stop. It don't work. We need men. Read that in Proverbs.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men, I call.
And to you, O men, the Lord is calling. We got to change the nation back upright. We got to stand on our feet to cancel this school to prison pipeline.
Right.
Guess what? Lord willing, my boy ain't going to prison.
Right.
His boy ain't going to prison.
Right.
His boy ain't going to prison. You know why? Because we are in the flock of the Lord, and we're going to lead the way the Lord tells us to lead in righteousness.
That's right.
This is how we going to destroy the wicked plot of the enemy.
Right.
This is how we going to destroy it. We ain't going for that no more. This is crazy. Go back to, y'all got something?
Yo, go to Matthew chapter 12 and 29. Matthew 12 and 29. So the officers bringing out in Isaiah 3 how the system is set up while mothers are dealing with the children alone. Watch what the Lord show us in the spiritual aspect. Read that 12 and 29. Matthew 12 and 29. Watch this.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 29. Or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house?
So it say, how can somebody enter into a strong man's house? Read.
And spoil his goods.
And spoil his goods. What is his goods? His wife, his children, his possession.
Right.
It say, how can somebody get into that strong man's house and spoil his possessions? Read.
Except he first bind the strong man.
What they got to do?
Bind the strong man.
What they say they got to do?
Bind the strong man.
That's why food stamps, Section A, and all these things is set up to remove that man out of the house.
Right.
Because they understood that we remove this man out of the house, we got the children.
Right.
Because men ain't letting a righteous man, and some of our brothers just learning too that ain't quite repentant, they not finna let their little boy be around here painting his nails and caught up in all that foolishness, man.
No. Right.
Men ain't letting their children do that. It's somebody that'll say, nah, this don't make no sense. Because when we go out on the streets and we deal with some of our brothers, we was on a fly mission down in Pensacola, and we was dealing with a brother. The brother said it. The brother was like, hey, man, they got it set up to where they don't want us in the house with our wives.
Yeah.
He understood that. So go ahead, dog.
And that caused the children to err.
Yep.
That caused the children to err. They know what they doing. Play the clip on. They'll hit on the clip. So that's showing some heavy stuff, man. We have a lot of work to do.
Yep.
And another thing, go to Isaiah 5 and 8.
Bring it on.
They set us together. They put us in these conditions. They put us in these projects. Because you go to Pensacola, they got projects, people sitting on top of each other. You go to Gulfport, you go to Mississippi, you got the projects, people sitting on top of each other. Here in Mobile County, they got the projects, people sitting on top of each other. What are they doing? They know it was an experiment. I seen it when they put rats together, bro.
That's the term. That's where the term projects come from, because it was literally a project they did with the rats house.
Yes,
that's where that term come from.
They put the rats together, and before you know it, they went to eating on each other, bro.
Yep.
It was a project, and they know if we put these people together like this, it's going to be low education. It's going to be fatherless households.
Yep.
It's going to be straight detriment to the community.
Yep.
Right.
Read it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 8. Woe unto them that join house to house.
What does woe mean? Let's see. Get that. What does woe mean? Somebody get that. Because the guy said, woe unto them that join house to house. You think this white boy don't know that? That's why when we get a chance, we're going to beat him up under something.
Right.
Because he set us up.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 7 and verse 13. Woe unto them, for they have fled from me.
Read.
Destruction unto them.
So woe means destruction. Woe means destruction. Now
Right.
go back to Isaiah.
Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 8. Woe unto them that join house to house.
You think this white boy don't know? God say destruction if we join house to house and we sitting on top of each other. This white boy know if I'm stepping on you every day, I'm beating you, I'm knocking. You got kids in the project, and my son hyper ADHD. That's what they so-called call it, but he's just hyper. Right. He bouncing through the house. You get out work.
Right.
At 5 o'clock, you hear this boom, 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 boom. Now you mad.
Yep.
You next door, you hear the same thing. Boom, 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 boom. Now you mad. So now I come outside not knowing both of y'all mad and y'all mugging me. And I'm just as mean as y'all is. So I'm like, nigga, what's up? The whole time he aggravated because he in captivity. He don't know it. He aggravated because he in captivity. He don't know it. And I'm aggravated too because I don't care what you're talking about because I'm in captivity. So what that's going to cause? Now we fighting and killing each other. The white boy know that. He know that.
Right.
He's setting us up. He sent us to school. He sent the kids to school. They teach their history. You know it's a history class, right? We all went through history. Who history is it? They teach you European history.
Right.
Then you get in there, they tell you to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Now you bowing down to a flag. So basically they set us up from elementary school on up.
Right.
It been a big trick. I'm going to trick you into going to prison. I'm going to trick you to being a sports player, Greekish fashion. Our people, you know our people is training from 6 to 7 years old to go to be in the NFL now? You know we freakish athletes anyway.
Right.
Any one of us, if we train enough, we be the best macho man there is.
Right.
Our genetics is set up like that. You are gods. They know that.
Right.
These people know who we are. These people will do anything. They'll shut you up. You see the NFL this year by the boy Shedeur Sanders. Great athlete, Father Deion Sanders. They wanted him to shut up, though. So we ain't going to draft you in the first round. We're going to let you fall and mutilate you. We're going to have the white boy call you, prank call you like you finna be drafted.
Right.
Prank phone call you to mutilate you on national TV. But you know about them Sanders boy, they got big egos, so it don't bother them. Them white boys can't stand that.
Right.
They hate you have a father. LeBron James, another athlete in the league, he got his son in the league. Do you know how many for them folks hate that? Right. They hate it. So all we is a pawn to them. Prison. They got private prisons. Who get paid for being in a private prison? They do.
Right.
They have private commissary people. Phone, Global Tail Link, that's the phone. These are private white people corporations that get paid off our destruction. So how do we fix this? How do we avoid all this? How do we stop it? It's the way we stop it by Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
Then 1 Chronicles 7 and 14.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
The Lord wants us to do all his commandments.
Right.
Read.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Above, he gonna set us on high, above that white boy, above that little bit of Chinese boy.
Right.
Above, who else we got? Arabs. You go Arabs, so they got a whole barrier up. You can't even get to them. That's an insult. The Lord say we keep his laws. We ain't got to go through this no more. We ain't got to go through this no more. He's going to fix us. He's going to heal us. Go to that Chronicles 7.
This is the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 14.
That's the script. Read. It's 2 Chronicles.
2 Chronicles.
Bro, is you looking? You ain't paying attention? I need you to help me out. Come on now.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 14.
Read that.
If my people, which are called by my name.
The Israelites, we go to the one true Messiah, the black Messiah.
Right.
Read.
Shall humble themselves.
We got to humble down, man. We got to humble down, sisters. We got to humble down the nation of Israel.
Right.
We got to understand we don't know nothing. We in captivity. We brought over here for our injustice to the Lord. We don't keep his commandments. We don't do nothing he say. We hate one another. We whoremongers. We adulterers. But God said we need to humble down to him. Read.
And pray. And seek my face.
Read.
And turn from their wicked ways.
And turn from our wicked ways.
Then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin.
Then he going to hear from heaven. Then he going to hear from heaven. Read it right on.
And will heal their land.
Then he going to heal the nation. We tired of going through this school to prison pipeline.
Right.
We see they set up this trap for us to destroy us. We see they give us drugs. They give us guns. We see that. The only way for us to break this cycle is turning back to the living God.
Right.
The only way. No other way is going to help us out. I don't care how fast you run. It don't work. I don't care how high you can jump. It don't work. I don't care how good you can sing. It don't work. Only thing work is us turning back to who we are, the 12 tribes of Israel, and having faith in the black Messiah, Jesus the Christ.
That's right.
And keeping his commandments. Revelation 14 and 12. Y'all got something? Jump in now. Revelation 14 and 12.
Revelations chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints.
We are the saints. We are the saints. Read on.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God
We got to keep the commandments of God
and the faith of Jesus.
in faith of the black Messiah.
That's right.
That's how we going to get our nation healed. That's how we going to destroy this prison school to prison pipeline. This how we not going to need these people anymore.
Yeah, I just, because what you pulled, you was going over the prison, and then you also was talking about the houses. Pull that article up real quick. Watch this. This ain't something we just made up. Read that. Read the articles on the screen, man.
This old experiment with mice led to bleak predictions for humanity's future.
Now, it say for humanity's future. The humanity or the humans it's talking about us. This in our communities. Watch this, read.
From the 1950s to the 1970s.
When Nixon came into place, read on.
Researcher John Calhoun gave rodents unlimited food.
That's your food stamps, read.
And studied their behavior in overcrowded conditions.
Now go down to the next article. Watch this. Come on, it's another one. There you go. Now read this.
What does utopia look like for mice and rats?
What does it look like for rats and mice? This is what they was studying, but they was going to implement it on people. The people they implemented it on was us. Look at the timestamps. It was from 1950s to the 1970s. This is the time Nixon is doing what he's doing. The Crafty Counsel run deep. Watch this, read.
According to a researcher who did most of his work in the 1950s through 1970s, it might include limitless food.
Limitless food?
Multiple levels and secluded little condos.
Secluded what?
Little condos.
Them project houses, man. Them little project houses. Watch this.
These were all part of John Calhoun's experiments to study the effects of population density on behavior.
So the population density, he wanted to see how would it make people act in close proximities in small areas. That ain't no, what is it, 6x9? That's why they got the prison cells like that. They know what it do to the mental. Right. Watch this, read on.
But what looked like rodent paradises at first quickly spiraled into an out of control, overcrowding eventual population.
Garden, I think it's Park Garden, apartments, which is now called O Block. When they first instituted, it was just like how they just said. It was a nice place for blacks to go to. Like when you watch the Jeffersons, it was moving on up to the east side, right? They stayed in projects. Them was project builders. So it started off looking good. Read on.
And seemingly sinister behavior patterns.
Sinister behavior patterns came. Why? Because they seen it, okay, we got them now. They put the drugs in the community. Go to 64 and 6 in Psalms. 64 and 4. So it started out as a regular project that, let's just see how it looked. They was chilling amongst each other. The rats was getting along. That's what happened. They gave us these different projects. It's a project in the city is called, they shut it down though. They said the water was contaminated. But Escamiums in Pensacola Village, those was nice housing projects for black communities. They issued in the drugs. It went to hell. Watch this, read that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
It say they shoot in secret at the perfect. We the perfect. This stuff is not known to us at an alarming rate. We don't know this. They got another article where they showed you that they had monkeys smoking crack, already knew what it would do before it hit the streets. So when it hit the streets in the 80s, they had already been cooking crack since the 50s and letting monkeys smoke it to see how it would affect us. Dang. These are the people that we dealing with. Read on.
Suddenly, do they shoot at him and fear not.
So they say at first they keep it behind the scene, then they just come all the way out in the open and say, hey, we got you niggas. What you gonna do about it? Read on.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
All of the devices, they encourage themselves in evil matters. That's evil. That's to see how you can destroy the structure of a family. Right. That's evil. Right. Read on.
They commune of laying snares.
They communication is only about setting traps, man. Right. They only communicate about setting traps. That's it. Read on. That's called think tanks. Read on.
They say, who shall see them?
They say, who shall see them? Read the next verse.
They search out iniquity.
What is the iniquities? Single parent household. These are promiscuous people. Like the officer said, we know they're promiscuous, so put the condoms in the prison, they'll have sex with one another.
Bring it out.
Put the clubs in their community. The woman gonna go out and she gonna go club. Find out their weak spots. Read on.
They accomplish a diligent search.
The Most High God say they accomplish everything they looking for to destroy us as a nation of people. Read.
But the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
The Most High God tells you every one of their thoughts is deep. That's why I say never trust our enemies.
Right.
Go ahead, Aus.
Right. Jump to Psalms 10 and 7 real quick. Verse 6. Psalms 10 and verse 6.
Psalms chapter 10 and verse 6. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved.
That's what they say. They say in their heart, they say, we not. They don't see what we doing. They do not see what we doing. They don't see the traps that we setting up. You know what I'm saying? But read.
For I shall never be in adversity.
He said, look, we'll be able to continue to do what we do because we've been so successful with it. They don't even see the traps that we set before them. But read.
His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud.
You see what he's saying about him? He lying. He's telling them, look, you see these projects right here? They nice. Come on in. Everything, hey, this Section 8, hey, this will work for you. These food stamps, they'll work for you. You know, they set up these different things and lie to us and tell us that, hey, look, this will work out for you. Just try this, what I got for you. Try this medicine. Get this medicine to your child. This will calm him down. All these different things that they put up on us is always deceit behind it. But read.
Under his tongue is mischief.
It's mischief, but read.
And vanity.
Read.
He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages.
He's sitting in the lurking places of the villages, the projects.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The ghettos.
Right.
Wherever he at, he's sitting there lurking. The see is what? See is his devices is working and how they working on us. But read.
In the secret places doth he murder the innocent.
You see that he murdered the innocent in all different type of ways, man. Through his medicine, through the prison, through shooters down in the streets,
Right.
even in these hospitals. There's many other different ways that he's killing us with his projects. But read.
His eyes are privily set against the poor.
You said his eyes is set against the poor, man. We are the poor. His
Right.
eyes are upon us from day to night. They go to sleep thinking about what they do to destroy the poor.
Right.
But read.
He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den.
Read.
He lieth in wait to catch the poor.
You see that he lieth in wait to catch the poor. He put these things in our community and set these things up because he know. He's seeing that he's been successful, so he's like, I'm going to wait. They're going to eventually do this. They'll eventually do that, so I got the prison house set up. I got this set up for them. I got that set up for them. They're eventually going to roll in this same circle that they see that their family members are doing, their friends are doing. Right. Why? Because we see it as being successful. But read.
He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
You see that when he draws into their net, just like the officer saying about the rat experiment. They did that up on humans. They did that up on us.
Right.
And he's seeing what? We being caught up in that net day to day, man. Day to day. He see that it's being successful. That's why the prophets got to come out and teach the people the way to go, how to come out of them things, how to see those traps that he's setting up, man, so we won't keep rolling in the same circle, man. But that's it.
Right. All praise, man. Look, we hold on to these laws, we're going to bust their heads straight up. This last script, man, go to Revelations 2 and 25.
Bring it out.
Because they think they getting away with this, but guess what? All they doing is angering the prophets. We upset about it. So we going to hold fast to these laws until the time cometh, and the Lord say, get them, and we going to say, we got them. Right. Read it.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 25.
Uh-huh.
But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
Read.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end,
read.
To him will I give power over the nations.
So we hold fast to these laws. He's going to give us powers over the nations, and we're going to do what?
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Read.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
So he's going to give us powers to bust their tail, to put them in chains. Right. And we're going to show you a school to prison pipeline when we run and everything.
Right.
But all praises, man. We gonna
Tell them hit that link, House.
Hit the link, donate. Because the more you donate, the more the works go out.
Yes, sir.
The scripture say money is a defense. So make sure you putting your bricks in to push the prophets all around the world. You see Officer Malachi showing you with a QR code at. Hit the link, donate to the works. With that, is D final warning? Nah. D final warning. Hey, All praise, man. Shout out to the leadership, man.
Hey,
with that, we say shalom.